Okay, Robert, ready to go. Kilvio Veras will start it off, followed by you-know-who, Tony Gwynn, then Reggie Sanders, Phil Nevin, Wally Joyner, Eric Owens, Ben Davis, Damian Jackson, and the pitcher, Sterling Hitchcock. First pitch by the rookie right-hander, Dan Smith. Got it in there for a strike. Kilvio batting at .274, 3 home runs, 28 RBIs. And the next pitch by Smith on the way, up and in. Last night's ball game, what a night that was for baseball. What a night it was in St. Louis, and even for the Padres. They won the game, of course, but more importantly, the home run by McGuire, the base hit by Gwynn. High fly ball, left field, going forward as a left fielder. Rondell White, he's got it. I know, dropped in front. I thought he was going to catch it, dropped in front of him. I like that. He didn't catch it. So Veras is on for the base hit to left field. Looked like it was going to be a routine out. White didn't get it. There is a runner first, nobody out, and the hand you hear, although the crowd is small, they're standing on their feet, pulling Tony Gwynn in. Tony Gwynn hitting at .316, 5 home runs, 33 RBIs. A moment to savor. Dan Smith, the rookie right-hander, 23 years old. Kicks and pitches, and Gwynn takes the strike. Smith last year with Tulsa in the Double-A League was 13-9. This year 3-5 as a rookie. Not bad. That's his lifetime record as well. He has never been up against the Padres. Smith at the set, Gwynn waiting, and the pitch on the way, and Tony chopped one on the ground but fouled on the first base side. Didn't have a good swing at it. That was a pretty good cutter right there.
Now in the game in St. Louis last night, he had never faced Larry Lubers before, and with a runner at first base, he went after the first pitch. It was a hit and run, and he flied out. Tonight, same situation, runner at first, the pitcher he's never faced, took that first pitch.
Infield tie, double play depth. Cabrera at short, Mordecai at second. Here's the pitch on the way to Tony. Fastball inside, missed with a pretty good fastball. Blazed it inside, but didn't get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tony Gwynn will be the 22nd man in baseball history to get to 3,000 with his next base hit. Smith is ready. Gwynn waiting to pitch. There's a drive, right center field, base hit, and there it is! Oh, doctor! You can hang a star on that, baby! A star for the ages for Tony Gwynn, number 3,000. Ball club is heading to first base to congratulate Tony. The entire team is out there. And a very wise Reggie Sanders goes over and retrieves the ball from Mike Mordecai to give to Tony Gwynn. Number 3,000. Incredible. Not too many men, as Tony's mom is out there. His mother's out on the field. Here comes Alicia, his wife. Now we're going to have about a 10-minute delay here because of the moment in Major League Baseball history.
Jerry, it's just amazing to me the ironies in this game of baseball. I mean, exactly 6 years ago today, we saw Tony get his 2,000th hit in San Diego. 6 years later, he gets number 3,000, and it's his mother's birthday. His mother joining him here in Montreal for the historic occasion, and you know, Jerry, I think it's only right that Tony got a single, because that's what Tony Gwynn is, a great hitter, a singles hitter. Of the 22 players who've reached 3,000 hits, 15 did it with a single.
Well, they also took the base. To restore that for history, they got the ball, and I'm sure Tony Gwynn's bat will be placed in the same place. Happy as you can be. Tony Gwynn, it's over for him. The 17-year quest comes to an end. All right, here is Reggie Sanders, runners at the corners, and a pitch way up and in, almost hit him.
Saw a replay of the base hit by Tony, and wasn't a bad pitch at all by Dan Smith. A breaking ball, and Tony just went down and got it.
You can do it with the best of them. Runners at first and third, nobody out. We're in the top of the first inning. Padres trying to win the game as well, of course. Here's Smith's delivery, and that's a breaking ball in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, 2 men on. And Tony Gwynn, magical moment, number 3,000. I hope you're there to enjoy it with us. Pitch on the way. There's a ground pop-up rather. Going forward is the shortstop. Under it is the shortstop. He's got it for the out. So Sanders pops up to short. One down. That'll bring up Phil Nevin.
I should mention, Jerry, is consistent with Tony Gwynn. He said right after the game ended, he would talk with the local media first before he went on national television. So we will have him on KFMB right after the game.
All right, stepping in right now, Phil Nevin, playing at third, batting in the cleanup spot, hitting at .250, 14 home runs, 43 RBIs. Padres still have runners at first and third. And here's the pitch. There's a ground ball on the third base side, drifting foul. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Single Beers, single Gwynn. Padres have runners at first and third, 1 away. And Phil Nevin will try to get things rolling. I know manager Bruce Bochy wants Gwynn to get his 3,000th, which he got. He also wants to win this ball game. No balls, 1 strike, 1 away. And the pitch on the way, outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quite a story you had with Andy Ashby about last night's home run.
He said he got to first base after he got a hit, and it was after he'd given up the home run to McGuire. He really didn't know what to say to him.
Like hello, huh? Throw to first base, back goes Gwynn.
So he said, congratulations. And that's when McGuire told him, Andy, thank you, and I'm going to send you over my batting glove signed, just as a memento.
1-1, it's fouled back. I don't know how to take that, frankly. But basically, seriously, if you're into this and you think about money, those gloves will be worth something from a dollar standpoint. But from a memento standpoint for Andy Ashby, it'll be the gloves that he wished he never saw. Anyway, he's got them. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Nevin. Smith ready, the kick and the delivery, and there's a shot down the first base side, fair, extra bases. Here's a run coming in. Nevin on his way to second base. Gwynn turning around third. They're going to bring him in. Throw goes to second base. 2-0 San Diego. We're in the first inning. A double by Phil Nevin gives the Padres a charge.
Boy, Nevin continues an RBI charge. That's now 26 runs batted in for Nevin in his last 27 games.
Well, Phil Nevin, the way he's going, he may just settle in at third base. You may see no one there for a long time. He's got the power, good enough fielder. We'll see what happens. All right, here's Eric Owens. Runners at the corners again. Here's the pitch. There's a chopper to third, could be 2. They take it to second for 1, back to first, and not in time. The Padres get another run. Eric Owens could fly with a win. Beat out what should have been a routine double play. Coming in to score from third is Nevin, and the Padres lead 3-0. And that's what speed will do for you.
Well, defense has been an Expos problem all season long. Felipe Alou made some moves the other day to try to tighten it up a little bit, and one of them was to play Michael Barrett at third base. And, the Expos just didn't turn that double playgrounder fast enough.
Well, that is Michael Barrett. He's a rookie out there. He just didn't click it around. It wasn't bad when it got to second. Kai over to for a little bit too much time. And when you talk about double plays, you're talking about infinitesimal splits of seconds. All right, throw to first base, and back goes Eric Owens with his 26 stolen bases. He and Reggie Sanders lead the pack. Really a lot of speed in the lineup tonight. Jackson 24, Owens and Sanders 26, Kilvio 20. There's a drive to left field off the bat of Davis, and I don't think Dan Smith is going to be long for this world. Ball bobbled in left field. Another error in left. Over to third base goes Eric Owens, and the Montreal Expos are playing badly at the moment. Solid single by Ben Davis. Error by the left fielder, rather. Let Owens get to third. And now here's Damian Jackson. 8th batter in the inning. Damian Jackson stepping in. 3-0 San Diego with a chance for more. Jackson waiting. Here's the pitch by Smith. Fastball's in there for a strike. Damian Jackson batting at .236, 7 homers, 30 RBIs. Before we could even mention it, Ben Davis came in with a .304 batting average. So he moves up a notch or so. Jackson waiting. The pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Padres with 4 hits so far in the inning and 3 runs. A walk given up by Dan Smith. And here's Smith, the kick, the delivery. Swung on, miss, right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dan Smith was born in Flemington, New Jersey, but reared in Kansas, where he was an all-state high school performer. in Kansas City, in that area. The 1-2 pitch on the way. There's a drive to left field. Another base hit. Padres lead 4-0. Coming in from third, Eric Owens. Down to second base, Ben Davis. And here comes the manager. Felipe Alou is going to take him out, and it's not the first inning yet. That's sad for a young kid trying to get by. Back with more right after this. Runner at first and second. 4 runs in, and hits, swings and misses badly for a strike. Ben Davis at second base. Damian Jackson at first. 4 runs across for San Diego. 4-0. We're in the top of the first inning. Smart, the right-hander, fires away and hits one to the left side, but foul, and the seat's out of play. So the count goes no balls and 2 strikes. And when was the last time a Padre pitcher had a 4-run lead in the first inning? Man, oh man, they haven't been scoring many runs, but tonight they went on a rampage. J.D. Smart, the rookie, moving in, looking at it. He's from Texas. Checks, and a pitch on the way to Hitch. There's a drive, another one down the left field line, out of reach. J.D. Smart, 25 years old, from Austin, Texas, 6'2", 180. Last year was at 3 clubs, Cape Fear, Harrisburg, and Omaha. Cape Fear. I have a team there. 2 strike delivery. Swing and a miss, and finally the inning is over as 9 men go to the plate. Sterling Hitchcock strikes out, and the Padres pick up 4 runs after half inning. Sterling Hitchcock coming out for the Padres in the bottom of the first inning. He'll face Manny Martinez, Michael Barrett, Rondell White, the first 3 hitters, followed by Vladimir Guerrero, Chris Widger, Brad Fulmer, Orlando Cabrera, Mike Mordecai, and the pitcher who's out of there, but the new one coming in is J.D. Smart. So Dan Smith did not survive the first inning. Wow, he gave up 4 runs, 5 hits, walked a man, just didn't have a good night. No matter what happened, it turned against him. All right, here's Manny Martinez stepping in, batting at .270 with a couple of homers and 21 RBI. And he'll face the left-handed Sterling Hitchcock. Defensively for San Diego, Phil Nevin is at third, Damian Jackson at short, Kilby Averis at second, Wally Joyner at first, Ben Davis is the catcher. Outfield from left to right, Reggie Sanders in left, Eric Owens in center, Tony Gwynn in right. And if you missed it and just tuned in, Tony Gwynn in his first at-bat got hit number 3,000, a solid shot into center field to join the Immortals. 22 of them there, and of course Wade Boggs right behind him, along with Cal Ripken Jr. coming up on the outside. Manny Martinez. Here's Sterling, and the pitch on the way. It's high for a ball. Let's see, Robin Yount, George Brett, Tony Gwynn, Cal Ripken when he gets there. Maybe Carlos Simpson, I'm not sure. Never played for any other club but their single teams. There are a couple others I can't think of, but aren't many of them around. There's a fastball in there for a strike. Well, we got, thank you, Robert. It's Carl Yastrzemski, George Brett, Robin Yount, Al Kaline, and Roberto Clemente. The 6 played for the same team their entire careers to get to 3,000. Here's a pitch on the way, and it's outside.
Of course, with the way it is today, with free agency and players moving around, it is extremely rare.
Yep. Well, Wade Boggs, been with 3 or 4 clubs? He's going to get there in the next day or 2. There's a drive into right center field, drifting foul toward the line, out of reach. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Olympic Stadium. Talked to some of the people in the know here, and they say that, well, they think they got the money, but the trouble is it's Canadian money. In other words, it's not American money. They've got about 400 million set up, but that computes to just about 250 million American or something like that.
Well, you know, each year we come here, you wonder what the exchange rate is going to be. At one time, the Canadian dollar was actually worth a little more than the U.S. dollar. Now, it's like 50%. You get back $1.50 for every American dollar.
I don't know if you can buy any more. At least you have more dollars. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Martinez trying to get on. 4-0 San Diego, bottom of the first inning. And Martinez waiting, and the pitch by Sterling. There's a high fly ball going back into shallow left center. Goes to shortstop Damian Jackson. Coming in and running him off is Reggie Sanders. And there's one away. Incidentally, today's contestant in the C&M Chevrolet no-hitter sweepstakes is Crystal Robinson. Now, if Sterling Hitchcock, that's a pitcher out there, throws a no-hitter today, Crystal, you're going to win a car or truck of your choice valued at up to $25,000. If you'd like to enter to win try it at C&M Chevrolet on Balboa and log on to KFMB.com. That's 760KFMB.com or call 279-KFMB for entry information. Fastball in the outside corner to the rookie, Michael Barrett. He's got an 8-game hitting streak, hitting at .278.
Well, David Cohn of the Yankees pitched a no-hitter against Montreal. In fact, a perfect game.
Right, I was there that day, but I never did stay for the game. There's a drive down the third base side fair. There goes a no-hitter. Extra bases for Michael Barrett, ripping around first on his way to second. And the ball bobbled by the left fielder, Reggie Sanders, into third base goes Michael Barrett. Pitch on the way to Rondell White. There's a high fly ball left center field and dive to grab. Did Owens get it? Yeah, but tagging up from third comes Michael Barrett. What a great play by Eric Owens, and that's one you can hang a star on. Great diving grab, a ball for extra bases. So the defense has helped, dramatically helped, Sterling Hitchcock.
And remember, this is artificial turf, so when Owens makes a sliding grab of a catch like that, he probably comes up with a body full of rug burns.
Great play by Eric Owens to save what could be more damage. Stepping in right now, maybe the franchise player in this club, certainly is, and maybe in the league eventually. Vladimir Guerrero, 9-game hitting streak. Pitch on the way to Guerrero. It's hit high to right center field. Going for it, Owens. Going for it, Owens. Way back to the wall. That's why that ball is over the wall. Woo! You talk about fireworks. Vladimir Guerrero, home run number 23, RBI number 76. His batting average up to .291. He can play, Bob. He can play. The amazing thing, that pitch was away and he reached for it and still had the muscle to get it over the right center field wall, which is high, about 14 feet out there. It's a big wall. First pitch on the way to Chris Widger. Outside ball one. Widger, the catcher, a veteran, .281 batter, 11 homers, 42 RBIs. Fastball's outside, so suddenly the 4-0 lead is now a 4-2 lead with Barrett's triple and a sac fly by White, then the home run by Guerrero. The 2-0 pitch coming on. Widger waits and swings and misses. 2 balls, 1 strike. What a flurry of base hits and runs, all kinds of action.
Well, the catch by Owens turns out to be an even bigger play. It would have been at least one more run for the Expos.
There's a half swing. They asked for an appeal at first, and the first base umpire, Kerwin Danley, said, yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kind of an interesting group of umpires out there. Bob Davidson, Kerwin Danley, and Mike Winters are all scheduled to retire on September the 2nd. And Ed Montague, the crew chief, the only one that is still alive as far as the latest results we've heard. We don't know how it's going to turn out eventually. There are legal action going on in the courts. 2-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3, and that's all for Widger. And finally, the Expos go down. After 1 inning of play, it's the Padres 4, Montreal 2. 4-2 the score. Padres leading. We're in the second. Kilvio takes the fastball for a strike.
Well, Glenn Geffner, the Padres media relations director, just popped in to say over 1,000 people are at the queue watching the fun on the Diamond Vision scoreboard there, and more are arriving.
Fastball low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Kilvio Veras. Well, I'll tell you, the enthusiasm with Gwynn's 3,000th base hit rivaled the winning the National League pennant last year. Man, 1-1 delivery, and well, it should. A lifetime of work, 17 years. 39 years old. Oh, that's great. Just great. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch coming on to Kilvio and the delivery. The ground ball, third base side. Another fair ball down the line. Hits the bullpen rubber. And down to second base goes Kilvio, who doesn't seem to be running as well as he would like. He's still got a little gimp in his run, but he's down to second base with a lead double. Here's Tony Gwynn. We're going to take a station break. It's the San Diego Padres Radio Network. The Padres have the hitting shoes on today, and Tony Gwynn trying to get 2 for 2. Tony stepping in after that historic 3,000th base hit in the first inning, now trying to make it another 3,001. Gwynn batting at .319 at the moment. Here's J.D. Smart, the right-hander, the pitch. There's a shot center field. Another base hit for Gwynn. He's red hot. Kilvio stopped the third. 2 for 2 for Tony. Oh, man, he's on a roll. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. The batter moving in now, Reggie Sanders. So Tony Gwynn, 2 for 2. Base hit number 7 for San Diego. Runners at first and third. Reggie Sanders stepping in with the score. Padres 4. Expos 2. All right, Reggie Sanders waiting and the delivery. A check swing for a strike. This is game number 109 for the Padres. They'd like to go out here with a full 4-game sweep if they can do it. They lost 3 out of 4 to the Cardinals. They'd like to get back on their winning ways before they hit New York on Tuesday. The 1-strike pitch. There's a chopper on the ground to third. Grabbing a Barrett bobbled the ball. Routine play and blew it. Another run is in. Woo! That was a big high hop. I don't know how he missed it, but he did. So give him an error. Coming in to score is Kilvio Veras. Down to second is Gwynn, and you can give Sanders an RBI because you can't presume he's going to throw the man out at the plate. 5-2 San Diego. And here comes Phil Nevin, who drilled a double down the left field line, or right field line, to drive in 2 in the first inning. Nevin waiting. Here's J.D. Smart, the pitch. Outside. Well, I'll tell you what, the Expos are probably playing a very, very bad ball game. Maybe one of the worst they've played in a long time. They can't catch the ball, but they do get a couple of hits. Triple Barrett, home run Guerrero produced 2 runs in the first. Pitch on the way to Nevin. Ground ball to third. This one grabbed by Barrett. The second for 1. Back to first. This time they get the double play. Over to third, Tony Gwynn with 2 outs. That play 5-4-3. And the batter stepping in, Wally Joyner, got a walk in the first inning. Here's the pitch on the way to Wally, and it's in there for a strike. At third base, Tony Gwynn with a 6th Padre run. Trouble is, all those pitches don't mean anything if you don't get them over. 5-2 San Diego, second inning. Joyner waiting. Here's Smart's pitch. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. The next pitch on the way to Joyner. Chopped on the ground, first but foul. Grabbing it, David Lopes chips it into the stands. Down at third base, Tim Flannery. Padres, in case you wondered, got into bed probably between, 4:30 and 5:30 this morning. Depending on whether or not you waited for your bag, which I did, so I made it at 5:30. Most of them got in a little sooner, some a little later. The 1-2 pitch, foul back. There wasn't a lot of activity, though, at that hour of the day here in Montreal. Except to go to bed, believe me. Ooh, long night.
I don't know if anybody went out to get something to eat after we arrived.
Most times players will, but it was one of those long, long days, especially the tumult and excitement in St. Louis. The 1-2 pitch on the way inside to Joyner. The count goes to 2-2. So Smart now runs the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A run in. Gwynn at third base trying to get home. Here's the right-hander from Montreal to kick the pitch, and way outside, 3-2. Behind Wally Joyner, Eric Owens waits. Expos, we're only in the second inning, have made 3 errors already. Having a tough time. There's a chip in front of the plate. Up with it is a catcher. Widger fires the first, and Joyner's gone on a play that goes 2-3. But there's a run in. The Padres, after 1.5, lead in the ball game, 5-2. All right, Brad Fulmer, left-hand hitting. First baseman, takes low and inside for a ball. Check, that's a strike. Fulmer batting .275, 5 homers, 26 RBIs. And here's Sterling into the windup. Fulmer waiting and the pitch. Ground ball, first base, but foul. No balls, 2 strikes, nothing in 2 the count. Fulmer. Behind him is Orlando Cabrera, the shortstop. Then the second baseman, Mike Mordecai, and the pitcher, J.D. Smart, is scheduled. 5-2 San Diego. Sterling into the windup. Pitch coming up, and Fulmer takes outside. This is a pretty good game for Sterling. He's got a shot to win 11 and lose 8 and run his record the 59-49 lifetime. Sterling winds and deals, and there's a ground ball drifting foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you missed it, we'll tell you again. Kilville Beer started the ball game with a single to left field. Tony Gwynn on his first at-bat. Rick went into right center field for a single, and that was number 3,000. Then in the second, he got another base hit, so he's 2 for 2 tonight. Hitchcock fires away, and it's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Brad Fulmer. Behind him, Orlando Cabrera waits. The Montreal Expos are not doing too well. They have one of the worst records in baseball. 42-63. 2-2 pitch. It's on the way, and Fulmer hits one up the middle, kicks off the glove. Hitchcock, DeVeers, bobbles ball, can't make the play. What's going on out there? That's crazy. I don't think anybody's caught a ball cleanly yet for either side. The ball carried right over DeVeers, routine out, they couldn't hang on to it. Infield double play depth, waiting for the ball to come again for another shot. Here's Hitchcock, the set. Here's the kick and the pitch on the way, and it's in there, strike 1. Well, both pitchers, Dan Smith, J.D. Smart for the Expos, wonder what happened because nobody could grab onto the ball. Expos have made 3 errors, and now the Padres make an error on what appeared to be a very routine out. Cabrera waiting. Hitchcock at the set. Fulmer off at first on the pitch. Way outside. Fulmer is not a real running threat. 1 stolen base. In fact, the only guy that has running speed and takes advantage of it is Manny Martinez, the leadoff man, with 16. Even Vladimir Guerrero, who's got a lot of speed, doesn't run much. He's only got 7. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hitchcock ready. Checks Fulmer at first base. Here's a pitch on the way, and there's a sinker outside. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Montreal, we mentioned earlier, they are in 5th place in the East behind New York, Atlanta, and Philadelphia. Padres in 3rd place in the West behind Arizona and San Francisco. Cabrera waits. Again, Hitchcock ready. Here's the delivery coming up, and misses again. 3-1 the count. Well, so far, you don't get the feeling that Sterling has really settled in yet. He's got a 5-2 lead, as do the Padres here in the second. Runner at first base. Fulmer, the count, 3 balls, 1 strike to Cabrera. And the 3-1 delivery coming in. There's a drive into center field, going for it. Eric Owens under the zone. He puts it away for the out. So there's 1 down. Holding at first base is Fulmer. That'll bring up Mike Mordecai.
Well, 1 week from today, Padres back home at the Q, a weekend series against the Florida Marlins. And every Sunday is KSWB Kids Day, and Sunday, August 15th, it's a 105 game against the Marlins. All youngsters 14 and under receive a kids backpack presented by Coca-Cola. For tickets, visit the Stadium Gate C or simply call 29 Padres.
Mike Mordecai, formerly a backup infielder for the Atlanta Braves, steps in. He's batting at .258 with 4 homers and 20 RBIs. Runner at first base, 1 down, 2nd inning. J.D. Smart, the pitcher's in the on-deck circle. I don't imagine that manager Felipe Alou will make a change this early unless he has to. You know, bases loaded, something like that, but it isn't going to be that way in this case. Expos not paying much money to any of these guys. A total payroll of about $16 million. Here's a sink in the pitch on the way, and that's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I guess it's possible, Jerry, this could be our final visit to Olympic Stadium in Montreal. I'm told that the commissioner of baseball, Bud Selig, is going to make a statement on Monday involving the Montreal situation. And the people I talked to here with the Expos don't know what he's going to say.
All right, the 1-1 delivery on the way, and there's a chopper to the shortstop, could be 2. Jamie and Jackson fires over to Beers, over to first base, double play, kills the inning, and the Padres get out of it nicely. The play goes 6-4-3. As J.D. Smart steps in there, and the first pitch by Sterling on the way to Smart, and it's in there, busted right down the middle for a strike. If you missed the start of the ballgame, Dan Smith started for Montreal and lasted only 2/3, gave up 5 hits and 4 runs. One of those hits is number 3,000 by Tony Gwynn. Fastball outside to Smart, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sterling Hitchcock is 0-3 against Montreal lifetime. Got a chance to turn that around today. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Chop foul by Smart. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Smart has been in 28 games, but all in middle relief. And as a hitter, he hasn't done much at home plate. He is 0 for 2. That's his lifetime record as well. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Smart waiting. Here's Hitchcock. The kick, the pitch. Outside, 2-2. Sterling's throwing a lot of pitches and wasting a lot from the standpoint of not getting them over where he can, get these weak hitters out of there. Again, Sterling into the windup. The pitch to Smart. Hit on the end of the bat for a foul down the right field line. We'll take a station break. It's the San Diego Padres Radio Network. Smart waiting now as Sterling gets ready for the next one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. 3rd inning. 5-2 San Diego. And again, here's Sterling and the pitch. Outside, 3-2. This is not the guy you want to walk. Wow. Don't want to walk him. Been up only twice in the big leagues. No hits. You want to get him out of there. Next pitch on the way to Smart. On the way, and there's a ground ball to second. Kilvio. Nice play from the knees over to first. Scooped up by Wally Joyner. Good play both ways. At second base and at first base to get Smart. Play goes 4-3. And here comes the lead batter, Manny Martinez, who fly to left field in his first at-bat in the first inning. Sterling Hitchcock looking into the windup. Here's the lefty, and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball for a strike. Last year, Hitchcock was 9-7. 28-year-old left-hander. This year starts his game at 10-8. He got a chance for a 15-game year if he gets going. Here's the 1 strike pitch, and there's a swing and a miss as Martinez makes it. No balls and 2 strikes. Manny Martinez batting at 270. Yeah, these Expos have a lot of unknowns that you don't know much about, but there are a few you know about. James Mouton is on the ball club, not playing today. There's a hard shot to the shortstop, back in nicely by Damian Jackson for the second out. 2 up and 2 down. So Martinez is gone. And the batter coming in is Michael Barrett, who had a triple in his first at-bat. Here's the batter. Barrett taking. Ball 1. But talking to people, they said if we get a new ballpark next year, that $16 million will be 26, and the next year will be 36, and the year after that heading up toward 50 when the park is in. Pitch on the way, and there's a high drive left center field. Coming on quickly is the left fielder, Reggie Sanders. He's got it for the out.
Okay, Jerry, it'll be Tony Gwynn, Reggie Sanders, Phil Nevin, the Padres 2, 3, and 4 hitters here in the top of the 4th inning. And he takes a fastball, and it's over, strike 1. Tony then is next time up, rip another solid single to center. So Tony 2 for 2 in this ball game. 3,001 hits. 99 shy of 4,000. Takes inside for a ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Tony's average up to 322, and the 1-1 pitch backs him away, a fastball, 2-1. You never know, but maybe getting that 3,000th hit, the tension will melt away, the looseness will return, and we might see a barrage of base hits off the bat of Tony Gwynn. The 2-1 pitch is inside ball 3, 3-1. When you think about it, 34 members of his family in St. Louis, trying to keep track of them, take care of them. There's a sharp ground ball, but it's hit right to the second baseman. Mordecai has it, throws Gwynn out, and there's 1 away in the San Diego 4th. Point being, not an easy situation for Tony in St. Louis. Should loosen up now. 1 out, nobody on. Padres leading at 5-2. Here is Reggie Sanders. Reggie flied out to the shortstop, Orlando Cabrera, in the first inning. Reached on an error in the second. Right-handed batter with 1 out and nobody on. Takes a pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Padres 1 win now, 3 losses on this 11-game road trip. Check swing, and a slider bites the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Padres have 4 games here in Montreal. Another night game tomorrow, day game Sunday, night game Monday. Swing and a miss by Reggie. Strike 2, 1-2. Then it's on to the Big Apple in New York for night games Tuesday and Wednesday. And a day game on Thursday before the Padres go home to host the Florida Marlins and the New York Mets. Mets right now leading the National League East. They've pulled ahead of the Atlanta Braves. It's been a while since the Braves have not been in first place in August. There's a fastball foul back out of play. And the count holds 1 ball, 2 strikes to Reggie Sanders. Reggie's batting average under 300 right now, 296. Barring injury, he's headed for a 30-30 year. That is 30 homers, 30 stolen bases. He's already reached the 2020 plateau. There's a line drive. That's into left center field for a base hit. Racing to his right is Martinez. Rounding first is Reggie. He's headed for second base. Here's the throw, not in time. And Reggie Sanders steals a double. So Reggie is second, 1 away. Here's Phil Nevin. Reggie, of course, played most of his career in Cincinnati with the Reds, an artificial turf field. So he's very familiar with what happens on those fly balls to the outfield. Fastball is over, strike 1 to Phil Nevin. With Reggie Sanders, Ruben Rivera, Kelvio Veras, Eric Owens, Damian Jackson. 5 guys who can run. Breaking ball is outside, 1-1. Not all in the lineup at the same time. Occasionally they are. In the lineup today, Veras, Sanders, Owens, and Jackson. Ruben not in the starting lineup. So 4 of the 5 guys who can run. Kilvio doesn't have quite the speed the other guys do, but according to Davey Lopes, maybe the best base runner in terms of reading pitchers' moves and such. Moved to second base, but Reggie Sanders gets back safely. Nevin doubled home a couple of runs in the first inning, grounded into a double play in the second. Right-handed batter hitting cleanup has now knocked in 45 runs. 2 behind the club leader, Eric Owens, who's driven in 47. High fly ball left field. Well hit off the bat of Nevin. Back goes Rondell White. That ball is gone. A 2-run homer for Phil Nevin. 7-2 Padres. So Phil Nevin has a 4 RBI game, and we're only in the 4th inning. Padres now with a 5-run lead. Joyner walked and grounded out. Left-handed batter takes a fastball that's inside, ball 1. Padres 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth. The Expos picked up 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Joyner swings, line drive, base hit center field for Wally. So J.D. Smart is working really in his 4th inning. He came out to get the last out in the first inning when the starter, Dan Smith, just couldn't make it out of that inning. So Smart then pitched the second and the third, and now getting tagged here in the 4th. Nobody warming up in the Montreal bullpen. Felipe Alou has had to use his bullpen a lot, and it may be that J.D. Smart will just have to take a licking out there. Smart struck out Sterling Hitchcock to get out of the first inning, but since then has had his problems. Breaking ball is down low, ball 1 to Eric Owens. Owens reached on a fielder's choice, and in so doing received credit for an RBI in the first inning. In the third, he singled and stole second. And now the Expos bullpen starts stirring a bit. There's a ground ball up the middle. It is gloved by the shortstop Cabrera. He tags second for 1 and doubles up Owens at first base. Pitch by Sterling Hitchcock misses outside, ball 1 to Rondell White. White ripped one to left center in the first inning. A diving catch by Eric Owens. Terrific play, robbed him of extra bases. Bouncer foul down the third baseline, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The runner was at third, Michael Barrett, who had tripled, and Barrett came in to score. So White got credit for a sacrifice fly. Rondell hitting .311. Padres baseball brought to you in part by the professional contractors of the National Electrical Contractors Association and the skilled contractors of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 569. Of course, Rondell White hitting the ball hard off Sterling Hitchcock is not a surprise. I mean, Rondell White has some record against Sterling Hitchcock. 6 hits and 6 at-bats with a double and 3 homers. How's that? Ground ball slowly hit toward third. Up with it is Nevin. Strong arm, throws high and safe at first, Rondell White. So that makes Rondell White, well, it's an error on Nevin. So White is now 6 for 7 against Sterling Hitchcock. Here's Vladimir Guerrero. He homered over the center field fence in the first inning, his 23rd home run of the year. Hitchcock ready, and the pitch. Swung on, foul back, out of play, strike one.
Some game, Bob. It's 5 errors. We're not through the 4th inning. The ball is hot out there, red hot.
3 errors by the Expos, 2 by the Padres. The other Padre error was by Kilvio Veras, who couldn't get a throw away, juggled the ball in the second inning. Here's the strike one pitch, and it's inside for a ball, 1-1. The Expos are a free-swinging team. Very aggressive. When David Cohn pitched his perfect game against Montreal, he didn't go to a 3-ball count on any batter. Not a single time. Fastball inside, 2-1. It's on the scouting report on the Expos. Boy, don't throw a first pitch fastball over the plate in the strike zone or they're going to hack at it.
And this is one of those guys right there, Vladimir Guerrero, who may be one of the better players in all of baseball.
Well, those long arms of his, he can reach it even if it's outside the strike zone. Ground ball to third, Nevin has it. He gets to Kilvio at second. That's one. Relay to first. It's a 5-4-3 double play. So Nevin quickly atones for that error by starting an around the horn double play. And just like that, 2 outs, nobody on for Montreal in the 4th inning. Pitch to Widger, and he takes it over but low, ball 1. It's their best road trip in 4 years. And the Expos have won 3 consecutive series. Fastball for a strike, 1-1. Took 2 of 3 against the Cubs in Montreal, 2 of 3 against the Brewers in Milwaukee, and 3 of 4 over the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Fastball outside, 2-1. In the Montreal bullpen, right-hander Bobby Ayala loosening up. Ayala last year, part-time closer at times for the Seattle Mariners. Here's the 2-1 pitch by Hitchcock. Swung on, hit high in the air to left field. Back goes Reggie Sanders, looks up, it's gone. Home run for Chris Widger.
Well, Bob, one of those games, you never know how it's going to end up, but right now the Padres lead by 4, but Sterling has not been the kind of Sterling we've seen in the past. He's fighting it a little bit.
Widger's 12th home run of the season. And here's Brad Fulmer. Fulmer, the only left-handed batter in the Montreal lineup. And if you talk to Sterling, he'll tell you, you know, I actually have more trouble with left-handed hitters than I do right-handed. But most managers stack their lineup with right-handed hitters against him. There's a high pop-up foul down the third baseline. Over is Nevin near the stands, reaches up, pulls it down for the out. Kilvio, a switch hitter, batting from the left side with Tony Gwynn on deck. Reggie Sanders to follow. And if you're just joining us, yep, Tony got it. His first at bat, clean single to center, hit number 3,000. Line drive base hit, clean hit to center for Kilvio Veras. Padres have their first hit off Bobby Ayala, the 3rd Montreal pitcher in this game. Tony takes a fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. So on this, the 6th anniversary of Tony getting his 2,000th hit, Tony gets his 3,000th hit. His mom is here. and it's her birthday. Fly ball, foul, slapped down the left field line. Tony behind in the count 0-2. And wouldn't you know it, the umpire at first base, Kerwin Danley, a former teammate of Tony Gwynn's, when they were players on Jim Dietz' San Diego State baseball team. Wow. Tony ready. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch by Ayala, ground ball, foul, slapped first base coach Davey Lopes, who makes a fan happy behind the Montreal dugout, flipping the ball to them. Tony behind in the count 0-2, has faced Bobby Ayala many times. But you know what? He's never had a hit off Ayala. 0 for 5. There goes Veras. The ball is hit foul down the left field line. Count holds 0-2. I guess it seems like he's batted against Ayala more than that, because Ayala was with the Seattle Mariners for several years, and the Padres sharing the Peoria Spring Training Complex in Phoenix with the Seattle Mariners. Play the Mariners a lot, and Bobby Ayala pitched a lot. Ayala checks Veras, and the 0-2 pitch inside for a ball. 1-2 to Tony. Tony singled in the first, his 3,000th hit, singled in the second, grounded out to second base in the fourth. So 2 for 3 in the game. Ayala glances at Veras and makes a soft toss to first. Kilvio was running on the first 0-2 pitch, which Gwynn fouled down the left field line. Kilvio runs when he reads that pitcher and feels he can get a good jump. He's got 20 stolen bases. And he had a good lead. Ayala, who does not have a great move, steps off the rubber and makes a throw to first. Kilvio back easily. On deck, Phil Nevin, who's had a big game. A double and a homer and 4 runs batted in. He would follow Reggie Sanders. Pitches in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher, Chris Widger, and cruising into second base, Kilvio Veras. So that'll be a wild pitch charged to the pitcher, Bobby Ayala. So Sanders up next, Nevin to follow, then Wally Joyner. 7-3, Padres leading it, batting in the top of the 6th inning. Padres trying to get their second win on this tough 11-game road trip. Padres lost the first 3 games, 2 of them 1-run losses to the Cardinals that were tough to take. Then won big yesterday, 10-3. And right now leading by 4 in the 6th inning. Gwynn hits a sharp ground ball, base hit right field. Charging is Guerrero. Here comes Veras to the plate, now goes back. The throw gets away from the catcher, backed up by Ayala, but Veras still holds at third. Into second base, though, on the errant throw goes Tony Gwynn. But credit Tony Gwynn with his 3rd hit of the game. How about that? And Tony goes to second on the throwing error charge to Guerrero. The 4th error by the Expos in this game. The 6th error combined by the 2 teams today. Fastball is over, strike 1 to Reggie Sanders. Boy, what a terrific spot for Reggie to hit. The Expos infield is in tight. Down by 4 runs, they have to gamble, try to cut a run off at the plate, and that increases the chances of a ball getting through to the outfield. Fastball is in there for a strike, and Reggie Sanders behind in the count, 0-2. Reggie has popped up, reached on an error, and doubled. So his batting average 1 tick under 300, 299. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on and lifted high, but foul and out of play down the first baseline. Count holds, no balls, 2 strikes to Reggie Sanders. Padres begin action today, 6 games under 500, and 9.5 games back of those Arizona Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks were idle yesterday, so the Padres picked up half a game by beating St. Louis. Here's the pitch, high fly ball, shallow right, coming on Guerrero, tagging at third Veras. Guerrero waits, he's got it, here comes Kilvio, he goes back, and the throw is a wild one. Now here comes Kilvio to the plate, he scores! Another throwing error by Vladimir Guerrero. And now the Expos infield moves back as Wally Joyner, veteran left-handed batting first baseman, hitting fifth in the Padre lineup. Swings and misses at a breaking ball. That's strike one. Padres completed the 2/3 mark of their season yesterday. Their 108th game of the season, starting the final third of the season today. And the strike one pitch, ground ball foul down the first baseline. Strike two to Wally Joyner, 0-2. 8-3 San Diego. Padres batting in the top of the sixth inning, their first meeting of the year against their expansion cousins, the Montreal Expos. Both the Padres and the Expos began play back in 1969. 0-2 pitch, inside, 1-2. They began play with different philosophies in the expansion draft. Padres went for young players. Expos went for veteran players to try to trade those veterans to other teams to get into their farm systems and get young players. Ground ball on the right side. Up with it is Shane Andrews. The first baseman tags the bag. Joyner's the third out. Padres are gone, but they pick up another run. And after 5.5 innings, 8-3 San Diego.
Vladimir Guerrero coming on, has a home run wrapped into a double play, but his main problem so far in the big leagues is errors. He's got two of them on almost consecutive plays in the sixth inning, both throwing. Pitch on the way to Vladimir, up the middle, and that ball gets through for a base hit. So Guerrero gets his second hit. He's on the first base, sweeps around first, but holds up. Vladimir Guerrero, he can hit. All right, here is Sterling Hitchcock going after Chris Widger. The pitch on the way to Widger. Fastball's inside, and the bullpen is warming up for San Diego. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Will Kinane starts cranking up for San Diego as the count goes to 2-0 on Chris Widger, who struck out and homered.
Remember Tug McGraw when he got his World Series check, this is about 20 years ago, and they asked him what he was going to do with it. He said, well, I'll spend 90% of it on wine, women, and song, and the other 10% I'll probably waste.
And he did, I believe. Yes, sir. I believe he did it. He's a funny guy, though. 8-3 Padres lead, seventh inning, runner at first base. Widger the batter, hitting in the 5 spot, and he takes a strike. 2-1 the count. I haven't kept the count of pitches by Sterling Hitchcock, but it's a lot. He struck out 5. He staggered through the first and again a little bit in the fourth. He hasn't pitched the perfect game that he can pitch. Here's a pitch on the way to Widger. Low. Been behind in the count in a lot of pitches. And the count is 3-1. Bobby Ayala is the scheduled next batter. He won't get up to hit. Instead, it'll be James Mouton, our old buddy. All right, here is Sterling, the kick and the pitch. 3-1 delivery. Hit foul down the right field side, base hit. Thought it was going to be foul, but nicely in between first and second. And there are runners at first and second with nobody out. And here comes James Mouton to face Sterling Hitchcock. 8-3 San Diego. The ball game is not over, gang, because the Expos have 3 at-bats, including right here in the 7th with 2 men on and nobody out. Mouton waiting. Here's the pitch by Sterling. On the corner for a strike. Love to know what those pitching coaches say to those pitchers. If you've ever noticed, almost without exception, the next pitch is a strike. Let's see if we can stay ahead now. No balls, 1 strike. Mouton waiting. The pitch on the way by Sterling coming in. There's a hard drive left field, well hit, way back near the wall, to the wall. That ball is off the wall. Here's 1 run coming in. Another run coming. No, the runner at third stops. He started in and then stopped. And now there are runners at second and third. It is now an 8-4 ball game, and the base hit here makes things a little bit different in a hurry. So Widger over to third. Mouton with a double down at second base. Nobody out. And the batter coming on now is Orlando Cabrera, but there's going to be a pitching change as Bruce Bochy heads out to the mound. Didn't do too well last year. Right now here's Orlando Cabrera facing Will Kinane. 6 innings plus 3 batters by Sterling Hitchcock. 6 hits, 4 runs so far. Could be charged with 2 more. Walked none, struck out 5. And Kinane fires the fastball high for ball 1. This is a ball game, gang. Don't go away. It's 8-4. Padres leading, but a base hit here makes it 8-6 in the 7th inning. You never know. Canane is ready. Cabrera waits. Hit the pitch to Cabrera. High, 2-0. Don't want to walk in. Behind him comes Mike Mordecai, not a power hitter, but representing the tying run. Outfield shading to the right. Infield back, all 4 spots. Runners at second and third. Canane is ready. Will kicks and the delivery. Low, 3-0. Ouch. That's what managers hate when they bring in somebody from the bullpen. They start walking people, and it's the worst thing that can happen because it activates other things, like runs for the other team. Here's a 3-0 pitch, and it's in there, 3-1. So let's see if Will can fight his way back. Dan Masilli starts cranking up at the Padre bullpen as Canane is getting a little bit erratic out there. Here's Canane, the kick and the pitch. There's a drive, left field, well hit. That ball's got distance. We got a 7-8 ball game. A 3-run homer by Orlando Cabrera, only a 7th of the year, but it's now a 7-run for the Montreal Expos, 8 runs for the San Diego Padres, and the Expos come charging back. Wow. All the runs, the 7 runs charged to Sterling Hitchcock. Stepping in right now, right-hand hitting Mike Mordecai, who bounced into a double play and flied to center field. That ball, for a guy by the name of Orlando Cabrera, who's not a big man, that went out here like a rocket. And it's a brand new ball game. Padres 8, Expos 7. 7th inning. 4 runs here in the 7th have opened it up for the Expos to get back into it. Here's the delivery, and there's a swing and a miss. Dan Masilli continues to throw in the bullpen.
Well, Canane is due to lead it off in the top of the 8th inning for the Padres, so just guessing that Bruce Bochy would like to pinch hit for Will, and then have Maselli and maybe Hoffey finish it up.
All right, 2-strike pitch on the way. It's outside. A ball and 2 strikes. When you get behind anybody, you run into trouble. And that's exactly what happened to Will Canane. Came in and threw 3 balls and a strike, then laid one in there, and bang, over the left field wall. 3 more runs across. It is 8-7. Padres lead by 1. There's a curveball low and outside. The Padre middle relief has been very stagnant of late. And not just one, there's several of the people coming in out of the bullpen to hold it, until the relievers get in that can win the big ball game for you, like Trevor Hoffman. They've not been doing well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Mordecai. Breaking ball missed, 3-2, and he's about to walk the tying run. Shane Andrews in the on-deck circle, the next batter. And I don't believe he's going to stay in the ball game if he happens to walk Mike Mordecai. 3-2. Here's Canane's delivery. There's a high fly ball, shallow center field. Calling for this one is Eric Owens. Waiting for it is Owens, drifting in a little. He's got it for that out. And now the batter coming on is Shane Andrews. Again, here's Canane going after the batter. Breaking ball right in there to Shane Andrews. What you want to do is get out of the inning before you get guys like Rondell White and Vladimir Guerrero running around home plate, because they are tough outs. Pitch on the way, and Andrews takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Outfield straight up, infield shades left. 8-7 the score. Padres lead. 7th inning. Here's the fastball inside, and Canane can't find the play. He's having a tough time. Will has gone either one of 2 ways. He's been excellent or very, very tentative, and he's tentative right now, trying to find home plate. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch by Will. Here's the delivery on the way. There's a curveball. Good pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A swing and a miss by Shane Andrews. Andrews with the batting average of 199 before the game. He struck out in his only other at-bat. So he's not been hitting much. Here's a 2-2 pitch on the way. Andrews waits. A curveball hit on the ground with the shortstop. 2 hops. Up with it is Jackson over to first base in time, and there are 2 down. The play goes 6-3. And now here comes Manny Martinez. Martinez flied to left, line to short, and struck out. He is 0 for 3. Currently hitting at .268. Wild and woolly ball game. Padres 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the sixth. That 1 in the sixth is a big one for the Expos. 2 in the first, 1 in the fourth, and 4 here so far in the 7th. 2 out, nobody on. Fastball outside to Manny Martinez. Ball 1. They play Martinez into the right center area, give him all of left center field. Big gaping hole out there as Kinane sets. The 1-0 pitch to Martinez. Swing and a miss, blew it right by him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Kinane looking in. He's got the sign. Here's a pitch on the way, and there's a shot foul drifting into the seats and out of reach. Guillermo Mota continues to throw in the bullpen for Montreal. Well, he'll be coming on, picking it up for Bobby Ayala. Kinane looking in, sign goes down from Ben Davis. Nobody on, 2 out, 4 runs in, the pitch. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ayala went 3 innings, giving up 2 hits and 1 run. Walking, none, striking out 3. And for Ayala, not bad. Last year he was 1-10 with the Mariners. ERA over 7. Had a terrible time there. All right, 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Kinane fires, and there's a swing and a foul. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Manny Martinez. Behind him is Michael Barrett, and then the big guys coming on, Rondell White and Vladimir Guerrero. Will Kinane, long and lean, had an arm operation, came back. It appears to be 100%. 2-2 delivery coming on. Just missed outside, 3-2. Going for the corner, didn't get it. So Martinez now runs the count full to 3-2. Behind him is the young rookie Michael Barrett waiting, who's tripled, fly to left, and bounced to third. Outfield shading right, left center open. Martinez moving in. Kinane at the set. Here's the kick, the pitch. It's on the way. Curveball, strike 3. Got him right over the plate. He's looking fastball. He got a breaking ball and took it for strike 3. Mota, long, lean right-hander looking in, getting the sign from his catcher. Widger, here's the pitch on the way, and Vanderwall takes outside for a ball. Mota from the Dominican Republic, last year at Harrisburg, 2-0, and Jupiter, 3-2. Another one of these kids. There's a drive right side. Nice play by the first baseman. Shane Andrews shovels to Mota on the cover, and they get Vanderwall. On the play, it goes 3-1. That was a good play by Shane Andrews to cut a ball down. It looked like it was going to go to right field for a base hit. A runner at first, 1 out. Here's Tony Gwynn, 3 for 4 in tonight's ball game. 3,000, 3,001, 3,002. He'd like to make it 3,003. Why not? In the National League, these are finals. Houston beat Chicago in the first game 6-1. Chicago won the nightcap 6-0. No home runs for Sammy Sosa in those. Pittsburgh beat St. Louis 5-1 in the first ball game. Second game scoreless in the 6th inning. Florida 8. Colorado 1. They're in the 8th inning at Florida. Dodgers 1. Mets 1. They're in the 6th inning. Gwynn takes a strike. No balls, 1 strike. And one other game, Milwaukee leads Cincinnati 2-1 in the 4th. That's the National League. We'll give you the American in a moment. But right now, Tony Gwynn trying to move Beerus around. No balls, a strike, 1 down. 8-7 San Diego, 8th inning. No balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Tony would like to make it 4 for 5. He's hitting at 323. Here's the pitch. There goes Beerus. Ball hit left field down the line and drifting into the seats and out of reach. Had that ball been in fair territory, it would have been an easy out for the left fielder, Rondell White. Defensively, Rondell White's in left. James Mouton is in the center. Vladimir Guerrero is in right field. Michael Barrett at third. Orlando Cabrera, the shortstop. He had the 3-run homer that really changed the game in a hurry. Mike Mordecai is at second base. Shane Andrews at first, and Chris Widger is the catcher. Here's Mota again at the set. Pitch on the way. Tony takes inside. 1-2. American League scores in the 8th inning. Tampa Bay 4, Cleveland 2. 6th inning, Detroit and Baltimore tied at 1. 4th inning, Kansas City 7-1 over Minnesota. 3rd inning, Toronto 1, Texas 1. Throw to first and back goes Beerus again. Other scores later tonight, we have Boston at Anaheim, 1 on the West Coast, New York at Seattle, and Chicago at Oakland, all West Coast games. And right here is 8-7, Padres leading in the 8th inning. Beerus at first base, 1 down. Gwynn is up there behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way, a pitch out, and Beerus, he's got him worried over there. He took 2 quick steps towards second base. They pitched out, and now the count goes to 2-2. David Lopes at first base, marvelous base stealer in his day, and one of the really, truly outstanding second basemen ever. His percentage of steals is over 80%, which is remarkable. I think he's 3 or 4 at all-time baseball. Tony Gwynn waiting. Here's Mota. Here's a kick. There goes Veras. Ball hit to right field, and that ball is in the ground. Caught. No, bounced. It bounced to the right field to Vladimir Guerrero. I thought he was going to get it, but he didn't get it. And now Gwynn is 4 for 5. Over to third base goes Kilvio Veras. Tony Gwynn leaves the ball game after going 4 for 5. Ruben Rivera comes in to run for him, so Gwynn is out of the game after going 4 for 5, 4 singles to run his total to 3,003. How do you like that? Padres now have runners at first and third, and stepping in, Reggie Sanders with a chance to put the Padres up a little bit more. They're leading by 1, 8-7 here in the 8th. What a night for Tony Gwynn. Hit number 3,000 in his first at-bat, 3,001 his second at-bat, 3,002 in his fourth at-bat, and 3,003 in his fifth at-bat. Sanders waiting, and the pitch is outside as Mota misses. Ball 1. Padres have 14 hits and 8 runs. Expos have 7 hits and 7 runs. Of course, a 3-run shot by Orlando Cabrera really narrowed the gap. Here's a 1-0 delivery. Foul back by Sanders, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Mota, the kick and the pitch on the way, and there's a high fly ball drifting into the seats and out of reach. So Rivera running for Gwynn is on at first base, at third base Veras, and Guillermo Mota trying to stop him. Sanders waiting. Mota, kick and the pitch coming on, and that is a fastball over his head. He's got good stuff, but can't find the plate sometimes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Sanders popped to short in his first at-bat, safe on an error in the second, doubled in the fourth, and fly to right field in the 6th. Now here in the 8th inning with runners at first and third waiting, and the pitch is fouled back. Sanders, pretty quick bat, almost got it. Just missed. Reggie batting at .298. Dan Smith started for the Expos, lasted only 2/3 of an inning, gave up 5 hits and 4 runs. And on came J.D. Smart, who went 3 1/3, giving up 6 hits and 3 runs. And Bobby Ayala in 3 innings, 2 hits and a run. And now Guillermo Mota trying to hold him off if he can do it. Padres lead 8-7. Here again is Mota. Throws to first again. It's almost automatic. He throws over there like he's clocked on that. And whatever they do when that bell rings, bam, throw to first. Bell rings, bam, throw to first. He's not throwing over there to pick anybody else, just throwing over there. Again, Sanders waiting. Here's Mota. Here's the kick and the pitch, and it's outside. 3-2. That'll activate Rivera at first base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Sanders a batter. At third base, Veras. At first base, Rivera. 8-7 San Diego, 8th inning. 13,530. Watch Tony Gwynn get that magical 3,000th hit in the first inning, and 3 more after that. 3-2. Mota taking a lot of time. 6 feet 6 inches tall. Usually a guy like that, and you get a pretty good jump on. Let's see if Rivera does. He's moving off. Mota kicks. There goes Rivera. Pitch on the way. Drive to left field. That ball is a shot to left field. Base hit. Over to third base goes Rivera. And Sanders drives in another run. Is now 9-7 Padres with runners at the corners again. All right, here's the pitch on the way to Nevin. It's in there, strike 1. Padres the other day, yesterday, in fact, got 10 runs. But in that 9th inning, they were given about 5 of those runs on bad plays by the Cardinals. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Nevin waiting, the delivery outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Well, you got a feel for Felipe Alou, who's got a very young ball club. All these rookie pitchers, Dan Smith, J.D. Smart, Guillermo Mota. Man, that's 3 in 1 game. All rookies fighting to make their mark. Throw to first base, back goes Sanders. Reggie, of course, with 26 stolen bases, is 1 behind Eric Owens, who got his 27th today. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Mota again at the set. Here's the kick and the pitch. There it goes. Sanders Ball to second base and in the dirt. Gets away from the second baseman. In from third base on the double steal comes the Ruben Rivera, and we got now a 10-7 ball game on the double steal. Rivera comes in to score. Down to second base goes Sanders on that double steal, and the Padres are running wild here. The throw by Widger was in the dirt and knocked down by the second baseman, but not good enough to make a play. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. There's a swing and a miss by Nevin for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1-2. And he's out. No, that's strike 3 that was, pardon me. Nevin just struck out. I take it back. Stepping in right now is Wally Joyner with a runner at second base and 2 down. So Moto blew a fastball by Phil Nevin. He never touched it at all, and he's out of there. First strikeout for Moto. 2 down, 2 runs in, 10-7 San Diego. Joyner waiting, and the pitch to Wally is swung on and missed, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Wally walked, was thrown out by the catcher, singled, bounced to first, 1 for 3. Currently hitting at .251. Moto again, kicks and deals, and there's a check swing in there for a strike on Watt. Had good stuff on the inside part of the plate at the knee. A very tough pitch to hit. Padres lead by 3 now with 2 runs here in the 8th inning to make it a 10-7 ball game. They have 15 hits. There have been 7 errors in the ball game, 5 by Montreal. Here's Moto's delivery, and Joyner fouls it back. No balls and 2 strikes. Padres coming back at you tomorrow at 4:05. Game time 3:30 with a pregame show. It'll be Woody Williams 5-9 for San Diego, and Dustin Hermanson 4-10 going for the Expos. And on Sunday, a 10:35 game with a 10 o'clock pregame show. Joyner takes strike 3. He's out of there. Curveball got over the plate. So finally, Guillermo Moto found his way, but a little bit too late. Padres pick up 2 big runs. 9th inning, Padres lead 10-7. Coming on now, it'll be Eric Owens, Ben Davis, and then Damian Jackson up against the right-handed Guillermo Moto, the 4th pitcher for the Expos. Padres leading by 3, and Owens stepping in. First pitch on the way to Owens. It's inside for a ball. Owens bounced to third, drove in a run in the 1st inning, singled in the 3rd, hit into a double play in the 4th inning, and wrapped to the shortstop in the 7th. So he is 1 for 4. There's a drive that goes foul down the right field side, and racing forward. Did he get it? No, I mean, I'll tell you what, the second baseman and the first baseman very nearly got it. But a drop foul, of course, and no chance for Owens to get himself an extra base hit. Very close down the line, but not good enough. Padres 10 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors, and Montreal 7 runs, 7 hits, and 5 errors. Expos did not have a good day. They made their final 2 errors in the 6th inning on throws from the right field to Vladimir Guerrero on back-to-back plays. Owens broke his bat, goes back for another one. He's got a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, we're waiting to find out whether or not this ballpark and this team has history here in Montreal. And apparently there's going to be some kind of a statement made on Monday by the commissioner, Bud Selig, to find out what's going on. They have really talked about moving several times. They've never come around and making it work. So we'll see how it develops. Guillermo Moto fires away, and it's, got the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1-2 the count. Pitchers of record, Dan Smith for the Expos, Sterling Hitchcock for San Diego. Here's Moto ready to go, and the pitch is a hard ground ball on the right side. Got by the second baseman, couldn't get to it. Mike Mordecai thought might get it, but didn't do it. And Eric Owens has a lead single here in the 9th inning, his 2nd hit of the day. Davis up there, and a fastball in there, strike 1. If the Padres went ahead by 4 runs, and Trevor couldn't get a save, so they wouldn't bring him in. But if they lead by only 3, he can get a save, and he'll be in there. 10-7, Padres on top. Throw to first base, and back diving headlong goes Eric Owens, who's also got a stolen base this year to run his total to 27, as did Reggie Sanders, who also has 27. What a running ball club. Big and go. 1 strike pitch coming up, and Davis takes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Greer's 20 stolen bases. Sanders 27. Owens 27. Jackson 25. A pretty good speed. You got 4 men in your lineup, 20 plus. Throw to first again. Back goes Eric Owens. Davis batting at .302, right over 300. I'd like to get a base hit and move that up a notch if he could. He's done very well, though, considering. Team in the midseason. Here's a pitch on the way. Pitch out. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count. Motor struck out a couple. He got the final 2 outs in the 8th inning. He got Nevin and Joyner. And Owens started the 9th with a base hit to right. And here's Ben Davis trying to keep things rolling. Infield double play depth, very tight. Throw to first base, and again, back goes Owens. Mike Mordecai, the second baseman. Orlando Cabrera, he's the shortstop. Shane Andrews holding at first, and Michael Barrett at third. Outfield, a little bit to the right, not much. Here's the pitch, and there goes Owens. Ball hit high in the air, but foul. It crosses the alley into the stands on the left side. Only 13,530 saw the history-making hit by Tony Gwynn in the first inning. But there are a lot of souvenir collectors like our Chief Poobah and man who's in charge of the booth, Dave Marcus, who got 2 tickets to the Tony Gwynn 3,000th base hit. He's going to get him to autograph it too, I'm sure. Here's a pitch. There's another foul. It goes out of reach. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Here's the delivery. There goes Owens. Ball hit on the ground at first, but foul. I think he broke his bat, and he did. He's going to get a new one. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch coming in. There's a high drive, left center field, way back, way back. That ball to the wall, at the wall, and it is off the wall. Racing around. Here comes Eric Owens. And the Padres lead 11-7 on a big double by Ben Davis to hit the wall in deep left center field. And the Padres are rolling. They lead by 4, 11-7. Here's a pitch coming on now to Damien. It's outside. Jackson takes it for ball 1. So the Padres grab another run off Guillermo Mota with a single and a double here in the 9th. Nobody warming in the Expo bullpen as manager Felipe Alou says, hey, can't afford any more pitchers. Time call to balk. And over to third base goes Ben Davis. Well, the rookie inexperience showing on Guillermo Mota. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside. So if that run from third base gets in, the Padres will have a big 5-run margin, 12-7. Incidentally, with the 4-run spread right now, that's all for Trevor Hoffman. He's sitting down. Here's the pitch coming on, and Damien takes a strike. In the Padre bullpen, they have Carlos Almanzar, right-hander, as well as Carlos Reyes, 2 Carloses. Carlos Baerga, and then we got Carlos everywhere. Jackson trying to get the run in from third base. Stay tuned right after the ball game. We're going to have Tony Gwynn on to talk about that wonderful moment in his life, that 3,000th base hit. Bob Chandler will be down there to do the interview. So hang with us. 2-1 the count. Outfield straight up. Again, Mota at the set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Very hard for a guy like Felipe Alou to manage a club like this. Inexperienced. They have very little knowledge of what to do many times. Make a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. And boy, you just got to sit back and hang on. Here's a 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Jackson. He struck him out, blew it right by him for 1 away, and that'll be gone. Dave Magadan batting for the pitcher, Dan Masilli. And the pitch on the way by Mota. Magadan takes high for a ball. Magadan comes in there. He's got a batting average of .273 as a pinch hitter, 5 for 18. And suddenly in the Expo bullpen, they're starting to crank up another pitcher. Here's Mota and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a curveball. Anthony Telford, another youngster we don't know much about, just starts to throw in the bullpen for Montreal. That's why they have a lot of trouble, I guess. They got all these kids pitching. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. 11-7 San Diego. A runner at third base, Ben Davis. Here's the pitch. Inside to Magadan. 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Moto looking in one more time. The sign is had. He's in the kick and the pitch, and it's low. 3 balls and 1 strike to Dave Magadan. Behind him is Kilvio Vera, switch hitting second baseman. I don't think that the pitcher in the bullpen, Telford, has enough time to throw right now. He hasn't thrown much. Well, we'll wait and see. But Moda is really staggering all over the place out there. He did strike out Damian Jackson, but that's the only good thing he's done in this inning. There's a drive left field, but not very deep. Coming on as a center fielder. In front of it, he's got it. Here's the race to the plate, and on his way comes Davis, and he's in there ahead of the throw. Nice bit of running by Ben Davis. It's now a 5-run Padre edge. It's 12 for San Diego, 7 for Montreal here in the 9th inning on a sac fly by Dave Magadan. Got the run across. Anthony Telford coming on, a right-hander to go after Kilvio Veras. He's got a count of 1 ball, 1 strike on Veras with 2 down. 2 more runs in. Padres lead 12-7 as Veras takes a breaking ball for a strike. 1-2. Anthony Charles Telford, been around a long time, but briefly with cups of coffee with Baltimore several years. Then the last couple of years been with Montreal. Here's a pitch by Telford. There's a looper, 1 hop to the shortstop. He grabs it. Plays the first base in time, and the inning is finally over. 6-3, but there are 2 more runs on the board. Reyes, right-hander, fires away, and the pitch is on the corner for strike 1 to Widger, who struck out, homered, and singled. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI and scored 2 runs. 12-7 San Diego, bottom of the 9th inning. Reyes looking in, sign is out, and the pitch. Outside. Carlos with a record of 2-2, ERA under 3 at 2.89, quite good. Appearing in game number 45. Has 1 save. But basically his job's been a setup job. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Ground ball right back to Reyes. 1 hop over to first base it goes, and Widger's out of there. The play goes 1-3. And now here's James Mouton, who got himself a big double to drive in a couple of runs in the 7th inning and really make it a close ball game. So Mouton coming up for the 2nd time, 1 for 1, currently batting at .264. He was with the Padres last year, but it never clicked. And now with the Expos, doing a pretty good job. Sterling Hitchcock is a pitcher of record. He'll get the win. It'll be 11-8 for him, and the loser will be Dan Smith, who started for the Expos. He'll be 3-6. Reyes fires away. Mouton checks, and he takes up for ball 1. James Mouton was always a pleasant guy in the club. He really was a nice person to have around. And he was a better player than what he showed with us, but it just never came to pass. That happens. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Mouton. Checks the swing, and he fouls it on the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1-2 the count. Orlando Cabrera. He bombed the home run over the left field wall in the 7th inning that narrowed the gap to 8-7 at that time. Then the Padres got 2 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th to spread it out again to 12-7. Mouton hits one up the middle, base hit. So Mouton on with a 2nd hit. There are runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 down. And now coming on to bat for Mike Mordecai, Orlando Merced. He'll be up there left-handed. Here's Reyes. The pitch is low. If Merced gets on, then a tying run comes into the on-deck circle, and at that point, Trevor could get a save. You don't like to cut it that close, but it could happen. There's a fastball inside, 2-0. Oh boy. It's 12-7 San Diego, and Carlos Reyes having a devil of a time trying to wrap it up here in the 9th inning. He got the first batter, Widger, then Mouton singled to center. He walked Cabrera, now he's fallen behind 2-0 on the batter, Orlando Merced. Here's Merced waiting, here's Reyes, the kick, the pitch. There's a chopper right back to Reyes to 2nd for 1, and that's all they're going to get. I'll tell you what, that ball nearly went into center field. I'll tell you that nice play by Damian Jackson to grab it and touch the bag at second base for the force on Cabrera. Over to third base goes Mouton, safe at first base is Merced, and that'll bring up Shane Andrews. Very nearly went into center field. I mean, that was close. Runners at the corners, 2 out. Andrews is up there. Been up twice before, struck out and bounced to short. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a hard shot to the second baseman. Right by the glove of Kilvio. I don't know how he missed it. That was Ed Giovanola out there. That was a fly ball. He reached for it. It went off his glove. A total miss. Incredible error. Bases loaded. And that's all for Rays. And here comes Trevor Hoffman, who can get a save now because the tying run will be in the on-deck circle when the next batter comes up to hit. Well, Trevor Hoffman coming on to try to pick up a save in a very unlikely manner here when it looked as though the Padres are going to coast. Suddenly, the tying run is in the on-deck circle, and that'll give Trevor Hoffman a save if he gets out of this mess. What an extraordinary set of circumstances. All right, ready to go. Trevor looks in. The batter's Wilton Guerrero batting for the pitcher. The pitch on the way. There's a high fly ball right center field. Going for it. Extra bases. Extra bases. Here's one run coming in. Here's another run coming in. There goes Guerrero to third base. And how do you like that? The tying run is coming up to home plate. The score is now 12-10. Don't go away. A bomb into the alley in right center field by Wilton Guerrero has put 2 more runs across, and stepping in, representing the tying run, is Michael Barrett. Here's a pitch on the way by Trevor Hoffman. It's on the corner, strike 1. Trevor looking in. Michael Barrett tripled, fly to left, bounce to third, line to left. Here's the pitch on the way. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Suddenly, it's a 12-10 ball game with a runner at third and a tying run at the plate. And Trevor trying to hold him off. Hoffman looks in, gets a sign. He's at the set. Here's the kick and the pitch on the way. There's a ground ball to short. Up with it. Damian Jackson over to first base, and this ball game is finally over. The final score, San Diego 12, Expos 10. I don't believe this is a crazy ball game. A lot of mistakes by both sides, but the Padres prevailed and finally won it 12-10. Give the save to Trevor Hoffman. It's number 28 for him. Puts him 1 ahead of Billy Wagner of Houston, who has 27. So Hoffman now with 28 goes 1 up on Billy Wagner. But all kinds of rips and valleys in this one. It kept coming and going and coming. But of course, the highlight of the ball game, Tony Gwynn picking up base hit number 3,000 and 3 more after that to make it 3,003.
Really, relief is a real good description right now. I'm just, I can't describe to you all the emotions you felt. You know, you get to first base and guys are coming up, shaking your hand, hugging you, guys on the visiting team. I kind of had to go into the tunnel for a minute to kind of compose myself because I was really trying hard to at least not think about my dad until after I got to the bench. But I got to the bench, I got fidgety and started walking around. I didn't know what to do. So I went in the tunnel and cried a little bit. And so for me, I'm glad it's over. I mean, it was a great ride. It's been a great run. And to have the kind of night I had tonight, I really felt like I swung the bat really well. And so 3003 sounds pretty good about now. You know, I'm just glad that we finally got there.